Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. So a key question you have to ask yourself is, does the most righteous person ever possible have a right to express transcendent righteousness in 2024? So first, let's look at this thing, right? When we look at Seattle, we look at Santa Cruz, we look at San Francisco, what's happening to them? Well, the more decent people in places like that are leaving the area, and these kind of racist people from all over the world are moving in, right? And some of these people are moving in are clearly evil and greedy, and they're psychopaths, and they're ruthless, and they're gentrifying, they're taking over businesses, they're taking over stores, store spots, store spaces, and bringing in their own business. And that's very narcissistic, very ruthless, very selfish. They're changing places that lots of people enjoyed. They were fairly kind of friendly places people got along, and they're bringing in their fanatic, kind of psychopathic, almost really cult-like selfishness into those areas. And there's no easy solution because of how the money is distributed. Now again, I have plans, but they wouldn't solve this by itself. My 5.4 trillion plan would not solve that problem. Only people rallying together, okay, and really insisting on solid solutions would solve that problem to some degree. In the day, people have to rally for solid solutions. And so having plans like these, and ideas like these that I'm trying to get out and they're suppressing is part of my struggle to teach in the midst of the sabotage, the fumings, the interruptions, the distractions, the poisoning, the persecution, the sexual harassment, the harassment, what have you. So as we look at this thing, and as I've been struggling to communicate, I see that there's a bunch of evil people out there, okay? And whenever you see a bunch of evil people, it's alarming. So already in, say in San Francisco, there was the various satanic temples, and some of these people are more reasonable than others, right? Satanic groups, and they come off as evil and selfish and indifferent. Now, some of these people would argue that they're compassionate. If they're so compassionate, why are they insulting the vast majority of people in the world who are monotheistic? That's not very diplomatic. That's not very polite. And they want to teach them a lesson. Who are they to insult them, to teach them a lesson? What wisdom do they have? Whenever they're put to the test, they have nothing to offer, And the cults that are moving in are very much like them. They are Satanists, textbook cases more often than not. These are greedy, selfish people. No offense to anybody. I mean, what is racism? Racism is selfishness. In fact, the word selfish is a play on words for see flesh. So if you become selfish, especially in a very racialized society, right, you're going to be more racist. And also you're going to blur the line between the evil person and the racist. So when someone comes from the South, they might not be racist. It might be a white gentleman from the South who happens to be a bit more bitter than other people, might have a good reason to be. But you're going to think he's racist. And at the end of the day, there's going to be more racists because people who are racist are also going to think he's racist, and they're going to be friends with him, and they're going to affect him, and they're going to, share cultural values, and they're going to meet halfway, and you're going to have a more racist society. We call it the Hegelian principle. When two opposing forces in nature, or two forces in nature, come together, they clash, they tend to meet halfway is what they're saying. And this was the deliberate plan of the globalists, of the nationalists, you name it. What are nationalists? There's a difference between a nationalist and a moral person who's proud to be their race. There's a huge difference. A nationalist is whatever the national agenda is, that's what they're doing. Sometimes they say, hey, that they're a white nationalist and they care about white people. That's all bullshit. All those guys are run by the feds and the CIA and corporations, right? What the hell? Even Alex Jones knew that. And he represents for him. He said the Klan are a bunch of feds. What do you think about the militias? Why do you think the government allows militias to be heavily armed and trained? Because they roll with the government. Clearly. Controlled opposition. It's pretty straightforward. So what is the solution? They should allow people like me to have a reach. And there's no one like me, but there's people who are more like me than other people. Some of these soccer moms are more like me than other people. Some of these people who are more reasonable liberals, hell, some of these more reasonable conservatives and libertarians would rather live in a region with the top martial artists in charge, okay? A region that's organized, that's managed effectively, that no one is hungry, no one is hungry, without being able to be fed, right? Nobody is homeless, that there's enough law enforcement, there's enough oversight for law enforcement so we don't have these problems, Because there's practical and logical and effective and morally precise solutions to societal problems that we see. Pretty straightforward. Very straightforward. If I have trouble speaking because of the effects of sabotage, I'll have someone help me speak. There's this, there's not much, it's not a big deal. I've been asking for years for people to rally, especially so that people can help make videos with me so I can speak more clearly and speak better English in my videos, because they take their sweet time fuming me, and if I do it in clips, there's problems there, okay? They try to make it so that they interfere. So if there's more people there to bear witness to what's happening, it will discourage them. There's other people helping me make videos, it will discourage them. And they'll lose their point. Because you hear somebody speaking perfect English for a long time, then I weigh in for a couple minutes where it matters most, things like this. They don't want that to occur. I'm the man with the plan. The Klan has a bad plan. And the Klan was so much the plan of the Anglosphere, of the European elite, that they made it so that Klan rhymes with plan. If you think that means nothing, rhyme and reason. Hate and fate are connected, are they not? Mate and hate are connected, are they not? Work the angles. Rhyme and reason. Angels work angles. Even fallen angels work angles.